What is up, YouTube? It is I, Clutch Marles, and I'm back. And we got 4 doors for more friends on my Crown Vic for Blizzard Bash. Let's fucking go. So I was actually going to spend today working on the Caprice for Buried Alive in Dunbar, Pennsylvania, but it's raining, so I came in here, got this pressure washed yesterday, kind of cleaned it up. You guys were asking in the last video, how you gonna get that door on? Fucking door looks on to me. Same with the other side. But no, how I put my doors on, I will cut it right there, and then you just slip it behind there, and then when you weld your door, you put your plate right there, and it's all good back in the hood. So door's still open. That's what I love about, leaving everything in here. The front door is still intact. So got my down bars to the frame. Yesterday we added the gas and brake pedal. We added the battery box over there. We put the front doors on. Now what I am going to do is take a 1/4 inch and cut it, the length of this, and fill that gap in. I'm not 100% sure if I'm putting a door plate on here. They're like 200 bucks. I know it's fucking important, but the 1/8 inch plate on the outside of this is going to do the same thing that a 1/4 inch plate would do right there. So started beating one of the doors down. We're allowed to weld that solid. I think my next thing will be getting the trunk welded so that we can start creasing the rear end, then get the front bumper installed. We got the bumper cut off of last year's frame, and we're gonna have a little bit of cleanup to do on them. And then we have the engine and transmission. We're getting a new transmission. We're putting a different cradle on this, and then she'll be ready to go in. So I'm not 100% sure if I've said this in any of my videos yet. If you order a t-shirt or donate $10 on my website, clutchmarlesmotorsports.com, your name is going on the roof of this car, same as last year. And also, if you order from the website, the state with the most orders at midnight on New Year's Eve, I'm going to go to that state next year. We're going to derby it. Currently, Utah's winning. Minnesota, I believe, is in second. Indiana's in third. Everybody else, what'd y'all do? Give up? Utah has like 27 orders, I believe, and it's all from 4 guys. 27 individual orders between 3 or 4 guys. Y'all gonna let them win? I know I got fans all over the states, but Arkansas, Mississippi, y'all ain't even tried. North Dakota, South Dakota, y'all ain't in there. I don't think anyone's ordered from Oklahoma, Arizona, California. Like, where is the Demolition Derby population? It's mostly the Midwest, like the northern half. Not a lot below the Mason-Dixon line. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, in my last video, I talked about welding the trunk before we start creasing. Somebody asked me why. I guess I should have explained a little bit better. If you start creasing the sides, when you suck these in, it's gonna pull that top over. And then when you close your trunk, you're gonna have a huge gap to weld. And we are only allowed a 3-inch wide plate by 5 inches long. And we have to go 5 inches on, 5 inches off. So as you guys can see, you know, it's just the factory gap right there, but as we start creasing up here, it's gonna suck all that out. So with this lower section right in here, we've always just like folded it under, but I recently seen someone take this and they folded it up here. To me, that seems like it might be a little bit stronger. I've never done it that way. We're gonna try it, see what it looks like. So this is how I got that bottom piece flipped over on this side. And to do that, I took a chain, wrapped it around the trunk on the floor, put my jack on it this way so when I start jacking up, it doesn't just keep lifting the car once the chain catches. But I notched right here. There's a piece coming right there. I notched it right there. And then notched this corner. And then I just kind of took a hammer, beat in across there. And as I start jacking, it just flips right over. At least that's how the other side worked. Okay, so I got both sides looking like that. Then I went ahead and cut me a little door plate to weld in here. Still not 100% sure if we're putting one on the outside. They're pretty expensive and shipping is just horrible. But what's the difference between like an 1/8 inch or 3/16 door plate versus, you know, 1/4 inch right there? Once you weld that all the way around, it's gonna take a lot to get through it. I'm currently about to go pick up my door strapping and trunk strapping. It's 3-inch by 1/8 inch, 20 foot long, and they charge like $10 to cut it. So I'm just gonna take my cutting wheel and I will cut it in the parking lot. You know, who cares? What is up, YouTube? It is I, Clutch Marles. I'm back, and today I've been working on the Caprice. Come on, focus on it. There she is, nice, bright and orange. So I had to fix my intake because the intake was leaking oil. I had to re-gasket it. I built me a custom throttle bracket, so I wasn't using a hand throttle, I was using the foot pedal. Drove it around the yard, it was okay, but it's not posy, so I don't have the power that I want. So that's why she's jacked up and got the oil pan underneath her. I was gonna open up the diff, I was gonna weld it posy, but then I got a call from my transmission guy and he asked me when Blizzard Bash was. I said in November. He said, well, let's get you a transmission. Bring me one over and I'll freshen it up and get you all hooked up. You'll be good to go. So instead of welding that posy, I'm breaking down this transmission from this cradle. I told him, I said, I'll have you a transmission in the morning. Let's fucking go. Okay, YouTube, check this out. So I have the passenger side welded, ready to put a plate on there. I have my door plate up against the cage. inside the door. So that's what I've been working on tonight, getting that fully welded. And then I've started creasing. And how I crease, it sucks because I'm using hammers. So we do a little welding and then a little creasing. So it might take me 2 or 3 evenings per side, but you know, I'm also welding doors and gonna start putting my bumper on. So it's like weld a little bit, and when my ADHD kicks in, come back here and beat on this with a hammer. Now we like to suck it in enough that, you know, you can set a Mountain Dew bottle on there. Now a question I get asked a lot is, why do we crease cars? And I tell people to imagine a Mountain Dew can. If you hold it in your hand, you can squeeze the sides and indent it. But if you crush that can, you can't squeeze the sides as easily and dent it. So you guys know, on a regular car fender, you can push in and it dents it. You know, this, she's fucking solid. So tonight's to-do list, I'm going to finish welding the trunk down. I'm gonna cut some inspection holes, you know, probably right in here. I'm gonna put some straps from my bumper to the body, just a little extra to help hold the bumper on. I'm going to pop some holes in my trunk lid, go ahead and get my 9-wire ran down to the bumper. I'm going to bolt in my fuel tank. So that's a pretty good start to my list tonight. We'll see how much we get done. I got some new porta band blades to cut my straps, and I got a brand new hacksaw. The other day I actually burned up my old one and went through my emails, and about 15 months ago I had bought one, and I bought a 2-year warranty, so I saved the email and took it back today and replaced it, no problem. Okay, I added, you know, a 6-inch bumper strap on each side. We got this 9-wire, it's not really tight yet, just kind of got the slack out. Got our inspection holes on both sides. We got all our plates on. I just finished bolting down the fuel cell. We added the tranny cooler. Now on the last run, I actually broke my fan off the tranny cooler. I think a piece of dirt, something hit it. So we got a new fan coming, and then I'm thinking about hanging a screen or building some type of like radiator protector to hang there and protect it from abuse, because the fan was like $100 to order. So, but she's coming together. We still got to crease this side, weld the doors. I still need to build my window bar. I might work on that tomorrow, but to finish the night out, I'm working on my daughter's bicycle. She keeps popping the tires, so I bought some inner tubes. Gonna tube this. I don't think you guys want to see how to tube a bicycle tire. So last night I got the bumper on. It's not fully welded. Finished welding it on today. Put my bumper straps on. I think we're talking about putting the doghouse on. So we got about 20 days. When you subtract a couple days I'm off for a wedding, us going to Buried Alive for 4 or 5 days. So my to-do list is finishing the bumper straps, get the doghouse on. I'm gonna start welding plates for my motor mounts to sit on. Got to get the engine, transmission in, the cross member, the drive shaft, the radiator, the fan, hook up all the wires, finish creasing it, finish welding the doors, mount my GoPro, mount the cell phone holder from NDCNC, get a window bar. I got a ton of 9-wire, bleed the brakes, and hook up the shifter and wire everything up and hope that it fucking goes. This is the 355 that I bought. Haven't heard it run yet. They told me it was freshened up not too long ago. We're gonna find out. We're gonna put it into this cradle, put a new transmission behind it, and fucking let her rip, tater chip. Started trying to paint it, and we were using some like cool textured, almost like bed liner paint. And I thought, you know what, it's like a dark gray and like rubbery. Thought we'd put it on there. Well, the pink, it's hard to see, but the pink is showing through, so we got to put a base coat on that. I'm not a pink kind of guy. Finished getting the bumper fully welded, in the process of welding my top plates. Last year I blew holes in them and plug welded it. This year I tried to do, you know, little lines, that way it's on top of the seam. But yeah, I have this side here left to do, and then the bumper part is done. I got the doghouse on. You know, it's still gonna take a little playing around with it because, you know, I'm gonna get those beat up, get these folded in, all this stuff here, kind of beat it flat, get rid of that, get rid of that. But I've cut myself some core support spacers. Now what I have found is you can raise your core support up about like 6 inches from the frame to the bottom before you kink your fenders. I know some people, like, they do like 8 to 10 inches, and you know, their hood would be up to here. I like to see over my hood. Now what that does is it gets your radiator up a little higher, so if you run over someone's back bumper, something like that, less chance of destroying your radiator. So yeah, this is what I'm going to use. I usually use 2x2, but I had 3x3, and I thought, you know what, let's just throw it in there. So I'll have to get the jack the core support up, slide that in, and then we will drop 1-inch all thread through here. But with the core support, or with the doghouse on, we can go ahead and weld that door solid, weld it on that side. Same thing with the passenger side. If you want to see me finish this Blizzard Bash build, say that fucking 5 times fast, smash that like button, smash follow, turn on notifications, because hell, I think I'm gonna go live here on YouTube during the Dead Man Derby in Dunbar, Pennsylvania. I think it's in 2 weekends. Let's fucking go. I'll see you guys next time. What is up, YouTube? It is I, Clutch Marles, not Marbles or Morales. I just talk funny. Clutch Marles. And, you know, last time you guys see me putting the doghouse on my Blizzard Bash car. Well, today I'm putting in some work on the Caprice. We are going to Dunbar, Pennsylvania, I think in 14 days. So, cut up an old ratchet strap. Just use some flywheel butterfly nuts. Got the fan on. Now it's a one and done show, so you know, this is the fan that I've been running all last year. we got my little homemade throttle bracket that I built. So the rules state you have to use the factory gas pedal. I don't understand it, so I had to come up with a design that bolted into the factory holes, and it seems to work. Pretty much all that's left to do is finish doing my 9-wire on both sides, put the hood on, cut out for the headers, and then drill holes so the hood can be 9-wired, and then change the front bumper out. So I went and played around with some cars in the yard. You can see how much give is in the shocks, but that bumper is aluminum. Never noticed it. The bumper was kind of the last thing on my mind. So now I'm going to be in the hunt for a stock bumper. So we're going to get the whole car done. The last thing we're going to do is change the bumper. I had a busy day yesterday. I started 9-wiring the passenger side of the dead man car. Got over to the driver's side, got the holes drilled. It started raining, so I came in. I've been working on painting my cradle. So I hit it with the orange, and then I hit it with this like bronze metallic flake. So like that looks dark gray, but in the right light, you see specks of orange. I think it looks cool. Today we got my engine out of the other cradle, and I'm painting my cradle so that we can drop the engine in it. And I've been painting the car. What do you guys think about this? We decided on our colors, dark blue and gray, and I finished getting my driver's door welded up last night, and I went and got some paint. I just wanted to see what she looks like, and ooh, she's gonna look good. Gonna call this car Captain Crunch. Y'all know what I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about oops berries. So I stopped my paint right there. I'm gonna try to crease that in a little bit harder, but there you have it. Do a little walk around. We got our core support spacers in, and I've grinded the paint to start welding this side. Looking forward to getting my engine dropped into the cradle, and then once my transmission guy tells me the transmission's done, we can bolt them up, we can drop them in, hook up the drive shaft, put in the trans bar, wire it all up, and we're getting close, boys. We are close, almost done. All we're lacking is the drivetrain, some 9-wire, cutting a big hole in the firewall, adding the window bar. So the rules state that I need two 2x2 window bars coming from my halo to my dash bar. Last year I used one 4x4, two 2x2s, one 4x4. To me it made sense. To them it didn't. I looked out in my scrap. I think I got to get more 2x2. I don't think I got enough to piece that together. But I'm about to run to the store and go get some cat litter. That works great for soaking up oil, antifreeze, transmission fluid, blood, like whatever you got on your garage floor. Cat litter will soak it up and make it look like the rest of the floor. Okay, started working on my window bars last night. I attempted to make it one piece and bend, and when I bent it, I guess my angle was off. I had a huge gap between this one and that one. It's my dash bar is slanted all the way across. That way my steering column just shoots right at me. And I weld it flat to it. So, you know, I got an angle down here and then an angle there, and my calculations were off. You know, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and then I fucked up. So I'm making them two pieces. You know, once again, I think I've said this before, I hate the dueling window bars. Why do I need two 2x2s? Just let me have one, like 3x3 or 4x4, and I'd be happy. This, I don't know, it just looks weird, but at the same time, that might be a good place to put my NDCNC camera. We'll give it a shot, mount it there, and see what it looks like.